Hey everyone, welcome back. So we'll continue as part of Spring Batch videos. So today's session is the session 5. Okay, and till now we completed about on these topics. What is that? Now in the last session, usually we discussed about the item reader is completed here. We have number of ways you can fetch the data from the sources like a CSV file or Excel file or from JDBC or from Kafka. Okay, number of ways we can read the data. If you are reading the data, is the pipeline completed? No. The next topic we are going to discuss about the item processor. It's very easy. The complex part is item reader only. Once you completed item reader, processor and item writer is easy for us guys. Okay, now let me discuss about what is item processor. Okay, item processor, it is also a interface to apply the business logic. Is kind of a business logic to each item read by the item reader before it's passed to the item writer here. Exactly what does it mean? Let me take a small example so that it will be easy for you. Let me open App Eraser. Yeah. Uh, okay, we try. We can draw the diagrams, I think. Let me check it there. Just a minute. Just a minute. Draw dot array. There is some online tool is there, so just I am checking whether I can do or not. Diagram as a code. Hmm. Okay, create a blank file. Yeah. So finish. I don't want all these things. Okay. Now imagine this is a file. Okay. You have a file of data like how it is there. Suppose a laptop. Okay. And it's a mobile phone. Some kind of a, we will take some example. What we can take name, description about the price, right? Price as 500 and how many quantities? 10 quantities I have. So basically this is a CSV file. This is a CSV file. In this file we have them data. So what I am doing from here, using a concept called item reader. So what I will do, I will pull the data from here. So I will pull data from CSV file. From item reader, I am forwarding the data to item processor here. So whatever data we got. So here what data we got? We got as a laptop and mobile 500 and quantity is 10. So this component is nothing but item processor. Here, what kind of business logic you can apply? That is the point here. Reader means using flat file item reader. You can read data from CSV and I am passing here product. Imagine this is a product object. Okay, the same product object, it will go to here as well. So here I can transform my data into another approach, like I want to convert this whole object. Now that is your input, right? What I will do, so whatever data I have, I want to convert like this laptop mobile. I can change my price into some 10% something a discount. I want to provide quantity 10. Now are able to see here what I am doing here? Whatever input I received the product, now this is a new product information. This is a new product information. This data, whatever you are writing, this whole component we used to call, whatever you are seeing, this whole thing we can do the business logic here. Business logic, that job is done by the item processor here. If you observe here in the item processor, what is your input data? Input data is your product object. Output data also a product object. By transforming your data into customization here. Suppose you got some another data like yeah, here 10 you received, but here 0 you have. As part of processing, if a 10 is not available, I mean less than 0, any quantity, any stock is available, I will discard the particular product also here. That is about your item processor here. See, this is the middle step in the batch processing pipeline. Now, whatever data you are reading, the same data I am transforming data, and I am save data to the item writer, means save the record into the database here. This is about item processor here. Now, main purpose, converting the formats, calculating the values, and validating the record, whether you are receiving the record is valid record or not, to identify, that is validation. And filter invalid items, like someone sending null value for the product name or description, or your price is 0, you can filter those kind of invalid unnecessary items also you can. And you can add extra information also, add computed fields, like whatever product you have 500, I want to add gst, like 18% gst, 5% gst I want to add for the price, overall value I should display, that kind of calculation. Okay, if any sensitive information, that sensitive information I can mask or clean sensitive data. Okay, and that kind of all the activities we can perform in the item processor here. That is the concept of the item processor here. Now how the flow will be there? Item processor is a interface. Now it will accept two input values, sorry, one input value. See, what is your input data and what is your output data. Input means from the file, whatever data you have, that information is available here, that is I represents input type, that is product object. Output, after transforming, okay, output data is nothing but O. I means input, O means output. So process method called per one item. If you have 10 records, 10 times the processor will be called. So this is a, there is, as it is, you will get the input information, you can return modified object, means a new object or null here. Null represents you are filtering the data, we are not sending data to the writer, that is the meaning here. The null means process completed, there is no record, that is the meaning here. This is a interface here. Okay, the flow, customer data I am retrieving, I am processing data, I am applying the business logic and returning the data and sending data to the writer here. That is the save operation here. Like in terms of a high diagram, this is the place item writer will come to the picture. Okay, sorry, item processor will come to the picture in this specific, wherever I am highlighting. This is a sample example. If you see, two types of examples I am demonstrating. See here. Now see here, I am taking one class, product item processor. Now this is a implementation class of a type item processor here. From here, what I'm doing, this is a input data and this is your output data. Input is product, output is product. So what I am doing here, whatever product someone sending, like a mobile phone. Okay, like this is a best example, guys. Another example. Suppose your input you are receiving like this, space mobile, like this is the input you got. So as part of the business logic, what I am doing, I am removing this trim information, unnecessary spaces. Now this is your output here. That is the what here I am done here in this place. See, trim operation. If someone sending stock information as 0, means I am returning as a null value. I should not throw exception. Simply I can go for the next record. I can take that record and I can return the product. If stock information is less than 0, then this if condition will be executed. If there is no less than 0, then you are returning the product. Reading each product, applying the logic, and return the transformed object. This is one type of record. In few use cases, input object will be different, output object will be different. So that is the second example. Input and output type differs. See here, my input is a product. What I am doing internally, I am doing a product DTO as a mediator object I am choosing. Here I am whatever data I am receiving as a input parameter, whatever price I have, I am applying some GST and I'm returning the DTO object. That is the product DTO object. So that's why this is a input and this is the output. So input and output type is differs. This kind of information will be there. Okay. When the processor will be called, again, see here, as part of the step, transaction manager is mandatory, reader, processor, writer. These are all the interfaces. If you have a implementation call will be invoked automatically inside this specific step here. So here what I am doing, see here, 3 records I am fetching for step by step. Every 3 records, chunks will be applied, commit interval will apply, reader, processor, and writer here. Okay, so when to use data validation, like you can skip the records with missing fields. This is one context. Data transformation, I want to convert CSV data into entity objects. And a data enrichment, as I said, discount rates, GST or vagaira, and different kind of computation fields you can apply. Filtering, you are skipping unwanted data masking, like hiding sensitive details before saving the record into database here. So this is a way to use the processor. So what are the best practices whenever you are applying the item processor? Means you need to keep your logic is very simple, and you should not combine reading and writing responsibilities in the item processor. Okay, item processor means just it should be transform the logic only, and avoid external API calls. Why? Because processor should be very fast and lightweight. If you make a API call, reading data will be fast, writing data will be fast. Processor means if you are calling external API call, if service is down, it again it's a kind of a problem. So you should not write any avoid external API calls. If you want to make a API call, yes, as part of the reading, you can try that logic as well, and use DTOs whenever it is needed. So for input and output differentiation, you can use your DTOs instead of the entity classes. Return null or null to skip. Okay, don't throw any exception. Out of 1,000 records, if 2 records are mismatched, because of those 2 records, you should not transaction should not avoid. I mean to say, remaining 998 records are valid, right? So remaining 2 records, whenever you find, just you need to skip those kind of records. And a processor is the stateless. You should not rely on mutable data. Why? Because whatever data you are receiving, you will be data will be modified and you are sending back also here. This is the best use case for that. And one more thing, whenever item processor is happening in the backend, metadata tracking, how many records are reading, successful writing, successful skipping, means read count, how many records, how many successfully write, that is items written. If any thing went wrong, okay, items skipped because of the null here. So this complete information will be stored into the Spring step execution here. In this table, you can able to monitor your data as well also here, guys. So as part of our e-commerce application, usually in the real time, daily you will get millions of records, or maybe 1,000 orders per day you may receive. So I can create a step. I can read data from CSV file, order information. I will validate the order data, and I will add the delivery charges, and I will add total price with the tax, and I will filter out invalid entries. If something went wrong, then I will save the records into database. At the time of purchasing, your stock is available. At the time of delivering, okay, your item is not available, so we will give you a refund, and we are saying whatever computation data we have, that item processor we can try. Lot of use cases we have if you know the concept here. So this is the concept about the item processor in the architecture here, guys. If you like our sessions, okay, please subscribe and share to your friends as well. So if you share, more number of students, more viewers, if we get now, more number of videos I can do in the YouTube as well, guys. Okay, chalo then, thank you guys, and we'll catch up in the next session.